Imagine making a film that pushes the boundaries of animation and visual effects, while telling a great story about a kid who was never meant to be. Now imagine doing it again, but even better. That is Across the Spider-Verse. What Lord and Miller were able to do with Into the Spider-Verse is nothing short of groundbreaking. Now, I didn't think the movie as a whole was the greatest thing to ever be created, but even I have to say the amount of leaps it takes to tell a passionate story warrants it high praise. It's why I'd give that first film in this trilogy a 4-star rating. Yes, the visuals push the genre's creative ceiling to heights it's never seen before, but what always held me back from giving it a stronger rating was its story. Until today. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, story by Phil Lord and Christopher Miller, and directed by the team of Joaquin Dos Santos, Ken Powers, and Justin K. Thompson, is the best film of the year. So far, by far. The weaknesses and criticisms I've had with the first film not only resolve themselves, but are in contention with being the best aspect of the movie. I mean, honestly, Into the Spider-Verse's story and its themes could have been pushed farther than where they landed. Considering the risk it took with its animation style, I felt like they could have developed a much more compelling story to coincide with the exceptional visuals. Even then, I wasn't too pressed on it, as I chalked it up to not shocking your audience with such a potentially confusing concept in the first go-around. But now the bedrock's been placed, expectations through the roof, and nearly 5 years since that film, all the odds were stacked against this second entry. And my god did they land it perfectly. One of the best things they did was have the story completely flow through Miles. While they did that at a moderate level in the first, they really put everything into making him the one and complete anchor in everyone's character arc. It's why Gwen, Miles' parents, and Miguel O'Hara feel almost comparable in value to Miles. All 4 of them become these beacons for storytelling beyond just the main plotline. He puts the entire storyline on his back and shows that he can and will carry the mantle of Spider-Man whether you like it or not. The themes of maturity, sacrifice, and value are turned up to the max, and it doesn't hold back, making the plot and characters much more rich for storytelling and emotional baggage. The movie's apparent main antagonist Spot initially didn't wow me. I thought he was going to be a one-and-done villain character, but his development and sophistication in speech really built his character up as a serious threat to our squad of spider people. And he has one of the more interesting designs, especially when he hits his final form towards the end. But even then, it's difficult to pick which looks the best because man, every frame is a painting. If you thought the animation and general visuals in the first was going to be the standard, you thought wrong because this is quite literally the new standard. Every scene felt so different from the next. The colors, the styles, even in combination, just look right. You can even look at the trailers and clips released with the chase scene. It's exactly how you'd envision it. Along with the camera movement and the little comic book-like details really show how much love and effort was put into all of this. These aren't just content creators, these are artists working on a singular project to push animation beyond its limits set by something like Toy Story back in '99. Disney Pixar should be looking at this and be ashamed of themselves for settling and never going and taking risks. And I can't believe Sony Pictures was the first studio to do so, but I'm glad they did. Hell, even its audio design and score take another step up. Of course, the soundtrack fits the style and flow of the movie perfectly, but its score really wraps each scene up in a nice bow to give a complete, immersive, and grand auditory experience. Especially in its opening and ending scenes, which are just incredible. Phenomenal. Daniel Pemberton should be given high praise just for those 2 pieces alone. Because when the music starts to completely overtake what you're seeing, especially for a movie like this, you should be damn proud of your work. Everyone that worked on this should be very proud of it. It's absolutely refreshing to see someone take risks in the industry and be completely worth it in the end. But I had to talk about the movie in a spoilery light. First, I really like how the 3 lead spider people's story are kind of a reflection of one another in a way, trying to withhold the secret or taking life you want back and the hard choices they have to make to be the best they can be for the good and even for the bad, for any and everyone around them. It puts everyone in this gray area in terms of their morals and values. It's all about to blow up in their faces and have a ripple effect in the entire story. which is what makes for great storytelling in the end of the day. Not only is there conflict with the villain, conflict with their peers, but also conflict with themselves. It creates this very consistent web of themes that are recursively told from different perspectives, each with something to take from them. Especially when Miles' Prowler comes in, which puts his problem front and center and makes conflict with self much more meta. And man, those beginning and ending sequences really set the tone for how the film and trilogy are gonna go. It throws you cold turkey back into the world and sets you head straight from the get-go with these flashy and grand visuals. And the score during this really heightens the emotion to levels beyond the scene in India and with the chase scene. And then it cuts to a cliffhanger. I just can't believe they actually did that, pulled it off, and felt satisfying and shocking. Early reviews called this the franchise's Empire Strikes Back, and I really can't deny that. It completely eclipses the first film in every major category, and sticks the landing, no matter how jarring it is. When you completely build a story with such care, the audience is going to trust you wherever you take their hand. And I have faith that Lord and Miller are going to land this just right. It's in contention for the greatest comic book movie ever, it's the best Marvel film of all time, and it's definitely perfect. So of course, I'm feeling a very strong 5 out of 5 on this.